people do not realize this until it hurts deeply. Sometimes the most dangerous enemies in your life are not strangers, they are the people you call friends. The people who sit beside you, laugh with you, and slowly drain your confidence without you even noticing. This is the story of one man from a small village who learned the hardest lesson of his life: how to walk away from toxic people, even when it breaks your heart. Before we begin, if stories like this help you grow stronger and wiser, make sure to like this video and subscribe to MindShift Tales. Your support keeps these stories coming, and it helps this message reach someone who might need it today. In a quiet village surrounded by dusty roads, mango trees, and open fields, lived a man named Arav. The village was simple, everyone knew everyone. Doors stayed open during the day, neighbors shared tea in the evenings, and children played cricket on narrow streets until sunset. Arav grew up in a modest home with loving parents who taught him one thing above all else: be kind, be respectful, and help others whenever you can. He took those words seriously, maybe too seriously. From a young age, Arav became known as the helpful one. If someone needed money, he tried to arrange it. If someone needed help in the fields, he showed up early. If someone was sad, he listened. He believed that being good to people would always bring goodness back to him. As he grew older, Arav started working in a nearby town. It was not a big job, but it paid enough to support his family and slowly save for his future. Every morning, he rode his old motorcycle past farms and small shops, dreaming of one day building a better life. That is when his circle of friends began to change. Some were boys he grew up with, others were new faces from nearby villages. At first, everything felt normal. They joked together, shared meals, and spent evenings talking about dreams and plans. But slowly, without Arav realizing it, the balance started to shift. Whenever someone needed money, they came to Arav. Whenever someone had a problem, they knocked on his door. But when Arav needed support, there was always an excuse. One friend borrowed money for a family emergency and never returned it. Another promised to help Arav find better work, but instead spread rumors behind his back. Some mocked his ambition, telling him he was dreaming too big for a village boy still. Arav stayed silent. He told himself, "They are my people, everyone has bad days. I should be patient." He began paying for group meals. He started covering others' expenses during trips. He even helped one friend start a small business, only to be slowly pushed out once things improved. Inside, something felt wrong, but Arav ignored it. He believed loyalty meant sacrifice. Then one evening, everything changed. Arav had just received news that his father needed medical treatment. The costs were high, and Arav felt the weight of responsibility fall heavily on his shoulders. For the first time in years, he decided to ask his friends for help. Not for money, just for support. He called one friend. The phone rang and rang, no answer. He messaged another, saying, no reply. He went to meet a third friend in person, only to be told, "I am busy right now. We will talk later." later never came. That night, Arav sat alone on the roof of his house, looking at the stars above his village. The same stars he used to watch with his friends, but this time the silence felt heavy. For the first time, he asked himself a painful question. Am I surrounded by friends? Or by people who only need me? That question stayed with him. Over the next few weeks, Arav began observing instead of reacting. He noticed how conversations always centered around others' problems. He noticed how jokes turned into insults when he spoke about his goals. He noticed how his kindness was expected, not appreciated. The realization hurt more than any betrayal. These people were not adding peace to his life, they were slowly taking it away. One morning, while helping his mother prepare tea, she said something simple that changed his thinking forever. Son, even the strongest tree must protect its roots. If insects keep eating it from inside, no fruit will ever grow. Arav understood. That day, he made a quiet decision. He would stop explaining himself. He would stop chasing approval. He would stop begging people to value him. He did not announce it. He did not argue. He did not post quotes online. He simply began to step back. He stopped answering late-night calls asking for favors. He stopped lending money he could not afford to lose. He stopped sitting in places where he felt small. Some tried to guilt him by reminding him of old memories. A few became angry because they could no longer use him. Walking away from toxic people felt like tearing pieces out of his own heart. These were faces he had known for years. Streets he had walked with them, laughter he once shared. But Arav reminded himself of something powerful. Choosing peace is not betrayal. Protecting your mental health is not arrogance. Setting boundaries is not cruelty. Slowly, life began to feel lighter. He started reading in the evenings instead of wasting hours in negative company. He began saving money again. Most importantly, he started respecting himself. Months later, Arav found a better job opportunity in the city. It was not glamorous, but it offered growth. He took the chance. He moved, rented a small room, and worked harder than ever. Without distractions, without drama, he met new people who respected his effort, who celebrated his progress instead of competing with it, who supported him without expecting anything in return. For the first time, Arav understood what healthy relationships felt like. One day, while visiting his village, he passed the same tea stall where he once sat with his old group. A few of them were still there, talking about the same problems, blaming the same people, dreaming the same dreams without taking action. They looked surprised to see Arav. Arav greeted them politely and moved on. There was no anger in his heart anymore. Not everyone is meant to walk with you forever. Some people are lessons, not lifelong companions. That evening, as Arav stood near the fields watching the sunset, he felt grateful. Grateful for the pain that taught him boundaries. Grateful for the loneliness that taught him strength. Grateful for the courage that helped him walk away. If you are listening to this right now and you feel stuck in toxic friendships, remember this: you are not weak for caring. but you must be strong enough to leave what hurts you. Your future deserves better than people who drain your present. And sometimes, the bravest move is not fighting. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to comment below and share your thoughts. Have you ever had to walk away from toxic people? Your story might inspire someone else. Also, don't forget to share this video with a friend who needs to hear this today. And if you haven't already, subscribe to MindShift Tales for more real stories that help you grow stronger from the inside.